So you're going to start on your side in the fetal position, and you can face the camera if you want. And what you're going to practice today is just directing the air into certain areas into your body. But before you do that, I just want you to relax into this position and just breathe in and out through your nose. And just by regular breathing, notice where your air just naturally goes. You might not feel it anywhere just because you're just regular breathing. And now I want you to start exaggerating your breath in and direct the breath in into the side that's on the floor. So your armpit all the way down to your hip, low back area, everything that's touching the floor. Think of expanding into that area as you take a breath in. And so as you breathe into the floor. So right by your armpits / chest area, and then mid back on the side of your ribs, low back and hip area. So exaggerate the breath in and think of getting a lat stretch type of breath in that area. And now we're going to do the same thing, but intensify the stretch. So you're going to go into the rock back lat stretch. So this will be a lot easier. So you're going to sit back into your heels, elbows go down on the floor, and then reach one arm across. But don't let that arm go so across that it's going beyond the side of your body on the opposite side. And on this one, exaggerate the breath in and breathe in from your armpit all the way down to your hip. And you'll notice the bigger breath you take, the more of a stretch you'll feel. And then switch to the other side. You're going to crunch up the other side, then reach the other arm across. Make sure that shoulder is not shrugging. And exaggerate the breath in. Think in one breath, you're expanding from your shoulder all the way down to your hip. And now you're going to go both arms down and go into regular rock back where you're just focusing on breathing into the back side of your body. So whatever comfortable position you want. And here you're expanding everything on the back side of your body from your upper back all the way down to your hips, right in the middle. And think of that part expanding. And now you're going to go on your back. And this time you're going to focus on the exhaling. So on your back, feet on the floor, knees are bent. And what I want you to pay attention to here is deflating your whole body evenly. So in through the nose, full breath out through your mouth. You're going to try to go for 10 seconds. And you're going to have a nice 10-second hold or 5-second hold at the end of the exhale. So head relaxed. Your chin is away from your chest in a relaxed position. And see if you can get a 10-second exhale with a 5-second hold before you relax every part of your body. Think you're fogging up a glass window with your mouth as you're exhaling. A nice 5-second hold. It should be uncomfortable. And to allow yourself to breathe back in, just relax every muscle in your body and breathe back in. See if each exhale you can go a little longer than the one before. And as you're exhaling, really picture the belly button just deflating. And after doing all these stretches and breath exercises, the side lying should be a little easier. So you're going to go back on your side and let's go right side down. So fetal position, bring your knees up. And you're going to focus on breathing into the floor. So the breathing stays the same. In through the nose. Full breath out through your mouth. And as you breathe in, picture the right side of your body just kind of pushing into the ground. And see if you can do that with keeping your neck relaxed. And continue to do this. As you're exhaling, picture your left side of your body deflating. So your left abs are just going to shrink the longer you exhale. And that's going to help direct the air into the floor. Think of the same areas that you feel in the rock back lat stretch. Picture those spots kind of pushing into the floor. And now you're going to continue to do this, but you're going to go into the rock back lat stretch. Go right side forward. So back on your knees, hips towards your heels. And you're going to crunch an elbow towards your knee and your side, and the other arm goes across. As you're exhaling, picture the left side of your body deflating. And then the right side of your body expanding as you take a breath in, and you're going to exaggerate that breath. And now take it to the other side. You're crunching the right side. Now you're reaching the left arm across. As you're exhaling, feel the left side just shrink as you get all the air out. And Christine, get your head in the middle a little bit more. Yep. And a little less shruggy, Jill. Perfect. And then regular rock back, arms go down, or they're holding your head, whatever's comfortable, as long as you can just sit there. And before you start, just relax every muscle in your body. And then start working on filling up the backside. Think from your spine, you're expanding out. And see if just directing the air, you can just, by thinking about it, only fill up your mid back. So right around your bra line, just fill up that area as you take a breath in, just by directing the air. And now go to your low back area. Just by directing the air. You're not pushing, you're not crunching, you're not tensing. And now go a little lower and see if you can get the air to go kind of into the sacrum area, hip area. Think of the bottom of your hips kind of relaxing and you're feeling that expansion without pushing out. And now you're going back on your back. So feet on the floor, your knees are bent. And you're going to go back into working through that exhale. So arms out to your side, relax them there. Head is relaxed on the floor, chin's away from your chest. And it's in through the nose, full breath out through your mouth. And you're holding for 5 seconds. See if each exhale you can go a little longer. Slowly let the tension build. The longer you're exhaling, the more tension you should build up. But then on the inhale, you're relaxing every muscle in your body. Just completely let go. And then you go back to slowly building up the tension. This next exhale, you're going to hold it out for as long as you can. See if you can sit there and be comfortable with this uncomfortable position, which is a full exhale. And when you can't take it anymore, relax, take a few breaths, recover from that before you do it again. And make sure your neck relaxed, head relaxed, arms relaxed. And rest. You're going back on your right side. So to intensify the stretch, you're going to do a move with your hips. So what you're doing is you're bringing your right hip away from your body and your left hip towards your shoulder. So I will actually pin myself. Let's see. Basically, if I'm on the ground, because it's really hard to see. So if these are my hips, I'm on the floor. This is my right hip. This is my left hip. I'm just going to do this. So if I'm on the ground, I'm going to just push my hip away from my body. So I'm still just on my side, relaxing. And so I'm just going to do that with my hip. That should flatten this part of your body into the ground a little more. And that should crunch the left side of your body a little bit. And just hang out there. And your knees are still together. So it's just the hip that moves a little bit. And so once you are there, go ahead and start the breathing in through the nose. Full breath out through your mouth. And as you breathe in, think of the right side of your body expanding into the floor. As you deflate, think of the left side of your body deflating. They're almost coming together from your hip to your shoulder. That part of your abs are just slowly deflating into the floor. And rest. Instead of the lat stretch, you're going to go into an all fours, elbows and knees. So quad on elbows. This time your weight is going to be forward. So it's going to be heavy on the shoulders. So get your elbows underneath your shoulders, knees underneath your hips. Palms are down. And Jill, get your elbows back a little bit. Tuck the hips a little more. Right there. You will be moving on the inhale. So as you exhale, push into all 10 fingers and push your chest away from the ceiling. And then as you inhale, you're going to slightly slide one hand forward, barely, just a few inches. And then exhale, bring it back to the starting position. So inhale, your hand slides just a little bit. And then exhale, bring it back to the starting position. And rest. The next one, quadruped rock back. So still on all fours, but this time on your hands. And as you breathe in, you're going to rock back to your heels. And as you exhale, you're going to slowly make your way back up towards your hands. As you breathe in, relax your hips back. Make sure you're not shrugging. And then exhale, slowly make your way up towards your hands, deflating everything. As you breathe in, think of the air going to the backside of your body, especially the hips. You're now going back on your back. You'll be focusing on the exhale and the inhale. So before you get started, you're going to give me a little bit of a tuck through your hips. So just roll the hips just enough to where you're feeling a little bit of glutes and hamstrings, but your hips stay on the ground. And instead of relaxing when you breathe in this time, you're going to hold on to the tension that you found and think of breathing into the backside of your body. So your low back, you should feel that as you take a breath in. So it's in through the nose, full breath out through your mouth with a little bit of a hold. And as you breathe in, hold on to that tension. So the air might feel limited. And check in on your neck, head relax. Head is pointing up towards the ceiling. So your nose is pointing up towards the ceiling, your chin is pointing up towards the ceiling. And rest. You're now going back on all fours. Elbows and knees, a quad on elbows with an alternating reach. So knees underneath your hips, palms are down, you're shifting the way forward. And as you exhale, you're just there pushing your chest up towards the ceiling. And then on the inhale, you end up moving one hand forward. And rest, quadruped rock back. Now hands and knees. On the inhale, you're pushing your hips back towards your heels. Think of directing the air into the back side of your body. And then exhale, slowly make your way back up. Now back on your back. The same thing, but this time you'll add a reach. So feet on the ground first. You'll tuck your hips just a tiny bit. And then you're going to reach up towards the ceiling as you exhale. Reach, reach, reach. Deflate everything evenly and hold on to the tension as you breathe in. And the reach should help you feel your low back expand as you take a breath in. And now change the reach a little bit and go more towards your knees, but you're still reaching towards the ceiling as long as your head's relaxed. And continue to do that. And now go a little more towards your knees. Like keep reaching towards the ceiling. And now go even more towards your knees. And rest. This is the same position you would do for a squat. So you're going to go up on your feet. You're going to still do that downward reach. So step one, you're going to shift back into your hips or back into your heels. Pull the back pockets down. And then squat just a little bit and hold it. The breathing stays the same. Full breath out. Think of just relaxing the air out and let the tension build at the end. And if you can, squat a little lower. Point your hands down a little more, Jill. And then just point your hands down a little more. And then push into your feet as you come up. And then you're going to go back on your back with a reach. This time you're going to reach over your head. So on your back, feet on the floor. Roll the hips just a little bit. And then start by reaching up towards the ceiling first. Full breath out. Reach, reach, reach. And I'll just move slightly over your head, just a little bit. Where your hands are still in line with your forehead or eyes. And you're doing the same thing. You're exhaling, deflating everything evenly. Can you still feel your low back expand? Then go over your head a little more. And rest. You're going to go one more squat. So up on your feet. Step one, shift back into your heels. Reach the hands down and hold. And then push into your heels as you come up. Then back on your back. Or actually back on your side. And without changing your breathing, close your eyes and pay attention to where you feel your breath without directing it anywhere. And just hold on to that. And then whenever you're ready, start moving around. How are you all?
Good. Also good.